So, hi everybody, happy Friday. It is weigh-in day today. This is the third week, and we'll do a quick recap on last week and how the week has gone, and then I'll give you the facts and figures. So, last Friday was birthday, and I came in at 210.6, and I believe the previous week I was 211.8 from a high of 215.8. So the high is 215.8, and this is my third weigh-in. Now, I have told you that I've had a few cheats over the last few weeks, not least last Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Went out Friday, didn't hold back, to be quite honest with you. Work very kindly took me out for lunch. So what I thought was just going to be a small lunch with my friend turned out to be a rather hearty risotto with a couple of Mai Tais. Can't be bad to that. And then after work, went a wee bit buck mad and went out for a night. Continued on with the Mai Tais, and then I think I ended up with a Guinness. So that was all right the next morning, mind you. So that was Friday. Saturday, I went down to Mum's. No, sorry, that's a lie. That was the previous week. No, Saturday, Mum came up. We went to the cinema. I didn't have any popcorn or anything in the cinema, but we did go out for dinner afterwards. And I had chicken and chips. It was one of those sort of gourmet, sort of American diner, steakhouse type places. So you ask for a chicken burger, and instead of getting a chicken burger this size, you get a chicken burger that size. So funnily enough, though, I think we took home 2 big doggy bags for Dad. So yes. So that was Saturday, so I knew there was going to be a cheat there. I didn't have any alcohol, mind you, on Saturday. And then Sunday, I think I just carried on the eating thing. So it wasn't ridiculously bad, but I wasn't good either. I wasn't on my 4 shakes a day. So basically a bit of a restart Monday. And I've been 80% good in that I have had 2 pork loins, like no potato or anything like that. Literally, I cooked them for my son, and I had defrosted them. It was a box of 6 or something. So he had some, and then I had the rest over a couple of days so that they wouldn't get, because he wouldn't eat them again after if they're not fresh off the stove. So, anyway, so that's that. So pure sort of protein stroke fat, no carbohydrates in the pork loin. And I've been very good for the last couple of days as well. So that brings us to, drum roll please, the weight, 208.2. Trying to do googly eyes there. My eyes don't Google. What am I like? You probably think I'm completely mad doing these videos, but I have to just keep myself accountable. And my very good friend, Ms. Rachel Radio Star, hi Rachel, is doing it along with me. She started last week, I believe. So the 2 of us are keeping ourselves motivated. And so I'm really looking forward to some good weight losses from her as well. Now, so 208.2, dun, 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 dun. Could have been better, yes. Probably could have been about £3, maybe even £4 off. So I could have been down to about 206, but I did say I think I was going to go for 209 this week, so I got down to 208. So I'm very, very happy. And I'm just going to keep persevering. That's the word of the year, perseverance. And I can do no more than, battle the demons as you do, because none of this now is anything to do with hunger. I am not hungry at all. I can get off a chair now. Look, I'm going to say this because I'm probably going to do another video as we go through. But I've been doing an awful lot of research recently. Because, you know, forewarned is forearmed. And if you're going to think of a regime change, you have to know what you're talking about. So, informed decisions. Oh, my new phone case. I love these phone cases. I get them on Amazon. It's silicone here. And a nice little front and owls. I always get owl ones for some reason. But they're about £2 on Amazon. They come from China, so it takes about maybe 4 weeks or something to, maybe not even actually two weeks to arrive. But they're a couple of quid and they're really great and sturdy. The only problem is the angle that I'm trying, I've got my Joby, the angle that I'm trying to film it at, it just adds that little bit of extra weight, so I had to take it off. But anyway, I just thought to show you, they are really cool, really cheap, really long lasting as well. And you know, I'm never without my phone, so they do take a good battering. Anyway, an aside. Right, so doing a lot of research on the ketogenic diet. Now, I think I sort of in my first video maybe alluded to that and alluded to the fact that what I'm on at the moment, the very low calorie diet, is an extreme version of that for weight, you know, for fast weight loss. Now, there'll be people all over poo-pooing fast weight loss, it doesn't work and blah, 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 blah. Well, it does work, but it's not the weight loss during the weight loss phase that doesn't work, because you do lose weight. Otherwise, these things would not be as successful as they are. The problem is, what do you do when you've lost your weight? Or how do you maintain it and whatever? So, so I've been looking ahead to what's going to happen when the pudge goes. Sorry, my trousers keep falling down. I can actually get my trousers on without undoing the button. Now, is that any weight loss? Probably not really. Is it more to do that they're really stretchy and they're sort of like a jegging? No, they're not jeggings. They're jeans. They are proper jeans. But they're a slimline, comfy stretch. So yeah, I can get them on without undoing the button now, which is fine, except for when you walk too far, they kind of just, even standing here, they start to inch down. And I do like, you know, I do like to have my belly well covered. So, insulation and all that. So anyway, I keep digressing on these. I'm going to have to find some way of doing an edit thing or whatever so that, you know, I stop talking about all this nonsense and talk about what I wanted to talk about. Or I should have like a little program or something, or agenda. Oh, for goodness sake, an agenda. Never accuse me of having a plan, eh, folks? Anyway, ketogenic diet. What I'm doing now is a very extreme version of that for fast weight loss. However, people are turning away from sugar. And I've said before, you want to take sugar, take sugar. I don't think it's for the government to tell anybody what to do. So that's why I'm against the sugar tax. However, that does not mean to say I'm against sugar, because I am. But it has to be your own choice. So none of this whole, you know, stick threepence halfpenny on a can of Coke. Because if somebody wants a can of Coke, they're going to pay the 3 pence extra. So all you're doing is taxing people for living their lives the way they want to do. Anyway, off soapbox. A lot of research on the ketogenic diet and how living without sugar, and there's various websites out there, I Quit Sugar and Living Without Sugar and various other ones. There is a ton of videos on YouTube. Actually, I want to give a shout out to a lady. I've been watching quite a few of her videos, Keto Cooking with Christy. And watching a lot of hers. She has battled with her weight all her life as well, and bless her, she did a video on what got her to the point of doing the ketogenic diet. So I have done all this research. I've looked up, I've got a few books, and funny enough, one of the books that she recommended I already had on order, and I'm actually getting them tomorrow. What Makes Us Fat is one of them, and I'll do a wee video on it. But anyway, suffice to say, what I've decided to do is when I get to the point where I'm basically around about a stone away from what my goal weight is going to be, which is in around about that'll be around about the 12 stone mark. So hopefully that'll be in about 2 months or so time, maybe 3 months time. I'll be about 12 stone, hopefully. I just put the kettle on, if you hear it. So what I'm going to do is move to the ketogenic diet. That's getting a bit noisy. I'm going to move to the ketogenic diet. So what does that mean? It means I'm going to be eating somewhere between 75 and 80% of my diet is going to be dietary fat. About 15-20% is going to be protein and only 5% is going to be carbs. Now, for that last stone, I still need to then be reducing. I need to be on a calorie deficit, okay, in order to be able to still, lose the weight. But I'll be doing it within the confines of the macronutrient percentage, the pie chart, if you'll excuse the pun. So the pie chart's I'm going to be sticking to a pie chart, but I'm going to have like a reduced number of calories. I'm probably going to go from what I'm at the moment is somewhere about 600 calories a day, if I don't cheat, up to about 1,000 calories per day, maybe 1,200. But that's going to be a slow last stone off as I then build in this new ketogenic lifestyle. And it is a lifestyle. What I'm in at the moment is the diet. I'll be then moving with a last stone to go into a ketogenic lifestyle, and then moving forward to a maintenance and a full lifestyle, balancing my calories against my activity and balancing my nutrients as well. But one thing I want to say already is this. And I know there's many detractors for the VLCD, but I can tell you this now. You've got to drink a lot of water. If I don't drink water, I can feel it on my face, and I have a very sort of, oily skinned face, but I can start to feel it on my cheeks. So you've got to keep your water up. But I am telling you now, I could sit on that sofa for about 15, 20 minutes, and I can get up off the sofa, and it's not a word of a lie, folks. I've no pain. And I've only been doing this for a few weeks. I've no pain. If I gorge on carbohydrate food, I've got pain coming off that sofa. Now, that is anecdotal to me, but already I can feel the difference of not being in a high carb diet. So I'm going to stick with it. Am I going to have to compromise with my son and allow him various carbohydrates? And they're going to be the things like wholemeal pasta and maybe a bit of wholemeal bread. I'm going to try and sort of limit it to necessary stuff. I sort of broached it with him today, and he was like, well, Mummy, as long as I can still have my pasta and stuff. And I thought, well, okay, I will, he's a growing boy. He doesn't need the diet, or he doesn't need it as much as I do. And again, that keto cooking with Christy, she has a family of two young children. So it can be done. And, she gives her children more of a carbohydrate limit, obviously because they're growing kids. So, and my son's a wee tiny thing anyway, bless him. But anyway, so yes, so this is the way it's going to go. So we're going to continue these weekly weigh-ins. We're going to continue the regime as best I can. But I'm going to be gearing up more and more over the weeks towards really pursuing the research behind the ketogenic diet. And I'm starting to get 1 or 2 elements in already to start everything off. And I just want to show you a couple of those. Bear with me, I'm just going off camera. Okay, so there's 2 things. Number 1, I got this purely because it was reduced to clear. Reduced to clear, not because it was out of date, because this actually has a date of December 2018. But I think they just wanted it off the shelves. So 0 carbs in it at all. It's pure fat, and it is Tesco's Finest Goose Fat. Okay, so that's something I can start to use when I'm doing cooking and stuff. And you know, I've done a lot of cooking from scratch in the past, and obviously I won't be using that for potatoes anymore, but there'll be a use for it. So I got it, remembering 80% of my diet has to be fat. And then the other one I got, and I think I already have some of this actually in here, so it's just building it up, is the Vita Coco coconut oil, 100% raw coconut oil. And that was about $4.99 today, and it has the best before date of July 2017. So I've got about a year and a bit on that to go. But apparently this is a lot of what I'll be cooking with and making fat bombs with, which I'm really looking forward to trying as well. And honestly, I'm really looking forward, and I've said to my son as well, that he and I are going to start cooking in the kitchen a lot more as well. No more, and it's not that it's convenience or such, but because I do cook from scratch. I used to cook an awful lot of soups and stews and pastas and rice dishes and risottos and paellas and everything completely from scratch. And I love doing that. I love getting out my big sort of non-stick pan. I've got a big sort of deep one. And I love doing my big one pot wonders. I have a huge big Le Creuset pot over there. It's a huge pot, and I love, you know, I can make a huge thing of soup, and that does me all week nearly as well. So really looking forward to using that. My Kenwood, I've got a Kenwood chef here. I'm staring at it right now. That probably hasn't seen the light of day since I moved back to this house 2 years ago. And I want to get rid of half the crap in this kitchen and really start cooking. I'm probably going to get I've got a little sort of 2-seater table there, which literally just holds whatever comes in. It's not used as a dining room table. It only sits 2 people really, but it's not even used for that. So, and I can't really change my entire kitchen up yet. So I'm looking for something, maybe a bench over, like a chef's table or whatever, you know, those benches, but slightly longer one, and maybe use that as a serve over and a cooking thing for me and James, because I really like to get him and I cooking a lot more as well. The other things I've been looking at is like liquid stevia and erythritol. It's sugar alcohol from plants or something, and excuse me, it's used a lot in the sort of the sweet side of ketogenic living. Who doesn't love their sweeties? But I'm probably going to try and stick to things like the savory side, because I love my bacon, I love my eggs and stuff, and I think there's going to be more than enough. I love chorizo and pancetta and salami. I love all that. Not a huge beef person. I mean, I do like a piece of steak rarely, just to sort of, you know, and I actually have mine blue. I'm one of those ones that just, like, you know, kill the cow and, you know, still breathing, I'll eat the steak kind of thing. I don't like it well done or anything. But anyway, I'm not really missing out on an awful lot. I don't eat an awful lot of bread at the moment anyway. Rarely do I eat bread. I like a bit of pasta now and again, but there are alternatives from the yam plant, potentially, that you could use. But what I'm really looking forward to doing is, again, I said this in my first video, gamifying it, finding out what works for me, making a show of all these new recipes, using the video to show you what I'm able to cook or burn. I can burn water. I really can burn water. But just really looking forward to sort of a new lifestyle and seeing if it works. But I can tell you now, I'm not feeling joint pain, and I haven't lost enough weight for it to be the weight that is easing up. It's I've got no sugar in my system, and I think that is what is doing it. I feel great. You know, my body is a little fat burning machine at the moment, and more power to its elbow. So yes, so I told you I bought 8 weeks worth of the shakes. I'm going to do an inventory today and see how many weeks worth I've got left. And then I'm really driving through, because what I want to do is I want to get rid of those shakes. I want to use them. I want to get rid of them. I want to see what the weight is like at that point. 2 months, and in theory, 2 months is 2 stone. In theory, if you're good and you don't cheat. So, let's see how many I've got left. And because what I do notice is there is carbs in the shakes. Hang on. This cafe latte is one of my favorites. And I have to say, and my friend Rachel as well, we love the flavors. They are fabulous flavors, but per 100 grams, now admittedly, no, actually per 34.5 grams, okay? So 34.5 grams is a serving to which you add water. So I'm not adding any other calories or whatever. The only other things I add is coffee, chili, and various spices. So I've got cinnamon, ground spice, clove, and nutmeg separately. Just trying different varieties and different combinations. So nutritional value on this. Energy, 131 calories per serving. 12.5 grams of protein. 12.6 grams of carbohydrates, of which sugars are 11.3. So when you look at your carbs, the net carbs is the carbs minus the fiber. And the fiber on this is 1.8. So 12.6 minus 1.8 is 10.8. So there's 10.8 grams of carbohydrates in each serving, and I have 4 servings a day. So we're talking 60 grams of, roughly 60 grams of carbohydrates per day. Now, if I was to go on the ketogenic diet, you're not supposed to have more than 20 grams of carbohydrates per day. However, I would be getting a lot more calories from fat on that diet. So you keep your carbs ultra low. This, I'm getting very little calories in total, regardless of the format of them, either protein, and this is a fairly high protein, shake. So it's mostly protein and carbs that I'm getting this from. In fact, there's actually only 3 grams of fat in this, which is fine. Everybody needs fat in their diet. So yeah, I'm concerned that if I'm going to move to a ketogenic diet, I will be going from 60 grams of carbs today to under 20 grams of carbs per day. So I still have a ways to go to get down to that state of a low carb diet, which is the ketogenic diet. So even on these, and I'm taking 600 calories a day roughly, I'm still not getting into that under 20 grams a day. However, I'm not taking 2,000 calories a day, of which 80% is fat. No, I'm taking like 600 calories a day with these. So there's a trade-off there at the moment. But what I'm looking forward to doing is finishing everything. So now I'm on an 8-week cycle. So I think I'm going to do a count up. So maybe I've got about 6 to 7 weeks left in total of these shakes. I do have some of the protein shake stuff left as well, which I'm loath to throw out. So I may extend that to sort of, the 8 weeks. But regardless, we're now on an 8-week push. So that brings sort of mid-May. I may be going to a conference in June in Europe, towards the end of June, and I'd really like to be half my size by then. So big push now with the shakes, and then we're moving into ketogenic, and that's all going to be a whole new world of fun for us on these videos. We'll see how that goes. I'll be talking about everything, guys. What the poops are like when you're eating 80% fat. Turn away now. Do I feel better? Is my skin greasier? Is my hair any greasier? Anything like that? We'll talk about. I am going to be your guinea pig, your ketogenic guinea pig. Okay, so This is going to be a final push with the shakes to see how much I can get off with these shakes. Then we're moving to ketogenic. And just let's see. So here we are now. Look, this is the face. I'll give you a close-up. I have a wee bit of makeup on, but not much. You can still look. You can still see my freckles. I have loads of freckles. Used to have them all over my nose. Used to be that, you know, that kid that had the freckly nose. They've gone like butt. So all I've got on is a wee bit of concealer and a wee bit of blusher. That's it, just a wee bit there. So anyway, so this is me. Her needs done completely. So let's see when I get to the end what I look like and whether or not my skin with water and fat, whether or not I look like a 21-year-old again. One can only hope, eh? The Holy Grail. Anyway, look what I've done. There's 25 minutes gone again already. 208.2. Rock on, Tommy, and let's see how I can get by next Friday. I probably won't do an extra unless something drastic happens. So next Friday is the next one. So take care, everybody. Where am I? There we are. Bye now. See you next Friday. Take care. Bye.